So we're going to be looking at composite area today, and composite area of the shapes involving rectangles and triangles. So just a reminder, a composite shape is a shape that is made up of more than one other shape. So for instance, if we have this shape here, it doesn't have a name because it's not a particular shape, but it is a shape made up of two rectangles. So if we were to calculate the area of the shape, we want to first split it into two triangles. Okay, so let's split up into area 1 and area 2, so rectangle 1 and 2. We need to calculate individually the area of each of those rectangles before we find the total area. So to do that, we're going to first calculate the area of our first rectangle, area 1, and then, so for area 1 we know that the length is 5 centimetres and the breadth is 2 centimetres, so that's fine. For area 2, we know that the length is 3 centimetres, but we need to know what this length here is. We know that the total length of the whole shape is 8 centimetres, and we know that the width of area 1 is 2 centimetres, meaning that the rest we've got must be 6 centimetres. So we're getting 6 centimetres from taking our 8 centimetres and subtracting 2. So we've got enough information to calculate the area of both of these shapes. So area 1 is length times breadth, which is 2 times 5 to give us 10 squared centimetres. Area 2 is 6 times 3 to give us 18 square centimetres. But we need to calculate the area of the entire shape. So we're then going to find the total area, which is adding area 1 and 2 together. So 10 plus 18 is 28 squared centimetres. Okay. So we're measuring in centimetres, so make sure you have your units squared centimetres on the end. Let's look at a second example. So previously I said that you need to split your shape into two rectangles. Okay, so we're going to break this into two rectangles. You can either break it down this line here to create this bigger rectangle here and then a smaller one to the right, or you can split it this way. Either way, we have created two rectangles and you will get the same area. Let's go for this one. So label your rectangles A and B. We need to calculate the area of the first one. So area A is 10 by 7. So 10 times 7 is 7 metres squared. And then B is 5 by 15. So 5 times 15 is 75 square metres. Once we've got that, we must remember to find the total area by adding them both together to give us 145 square metres. Okay. Let's look at a third example. Again, shape is a little bit different, and this time we are going to split it into area 1, area 2 and area 3. We're going to be using the same steps as previously, but now we've just got an extra rectangle in there. So first area for area 1. Okay, we know it's 2 times 5 to give us 10 squared metres, this should say. Let's change that. Okay, square metres. And then the next one is 4 times 2. So we're getting those numbers from the length of the whole shape is 7 metres. Okay, we know that the length of area 1 is 2 metres and the length of area 3 is 1 metre. So what have we got left over? Was 4. So 7 take away 2 take away 1 gives us 4 squared metres. And make sure it's metres. And then area 3, 5 times 1. So the height is 5 times 1. And once we've got that, we're then going to add them all together. Area 1, area 2, area 3, because we need to know the total area. And we're going to add them all together to give us 23 square metres. Okay, if you pause the video here and give these 4 questions a try, okay, please can you draw each question out? If needed, particularly C and D, definitely draw them out, okay, because you're going to need to split those shapes up yourself. So pause the video here and please find the area of the shapes below. Okay, hopefully you've unpaused now, and the answers you should have 14 square metres for A, 54 square metres for B, 188 square centimetres for C, and 380 square centimetres for D. So make sure you've marked your work, and really well done if you got all of those correct. Okay, so before we were looking at composite shapes that just required you to break the shape up into rectangles, but you could have other shapes. Let's look at this one here. So if we were to calculate the area of this shape, we are going to split it up into a rectangle and a triangle. So we've got A as a rectangle, B as our triangle. So we need to calculate the area of both of these first. So to calculate the area of A, it is a rectangle, so length times breadth. We've got 10 times 6 to give us 60 square centimetres. And area B, okay, we know that the formula for a triangle is half base times height, so that's what we're going to be using. A half times the base, which is 10, because that's the width of the shape. So the base is 10 and the height is 3, because the total height of the shape is 9, but we know that the height of the rectangle is 6, which makes 9 take away 6 is 3. So that gives us the height of our rectangle. So once we've calculated that, we must remember to then find the total area by adding them both together and remembering our units of squared centimetres. So these questions are all about really reading your diagram carefully and picking out your heights that you might not have. So we didn't know the height of our rectangle, the triangle, sorry, we weren't told that, but we're able to work it out. Okay, using this, can you please pause the video here and give these ones a try? Okay, be careful for D. Remember the height would be this part of the triangle. Okay, pause the video here and give these a go. Okay, so for A you should have 280 square centimetres, for B you should have 3,675 square centimetres, for C 888 square centimetres, and for D 125 square centimetres. Again, really well done if you got all of those correct. So we're going to look at one more example now, and this example is slightly different in the fact that we have our shape, but it's got a hole in the middle. Okay, this part's been cut out of it. So you can think of this shape as being made up of one whole rectangle with another rectangle cut out. So to calculate the area of this one, we're still going to split up into area A and area B. Calculating the area A, 7 by 8, so 7 times 8 is 56. And then area B is 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 gives us 12 square centimetres. And you might have guessed what we're going to do now. We're not going to add them together because this area has been cut out. We're going to subtract them. So the larger area of 56, take away that small rectangle that's been cut out to give us 44 square centimetres. So composite area, it's not always about adding the shapes together. It could be, for the instance, this example, where a shape has been cut out. Okay.